Alright guys, welcome back to Son of Scotland 90, welcome back to Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. This is my defeating WWE playthrough. As you know by now, I'm taking control of two companies, TNA and Ring of Honor, and we're going to try and take both of them to the top and overtake WWE. I've not had the greatest starts. It seems to be having a bit more success with Ring of Honor than I am with TNA. But I think that might just be due to, Ring of Honor being a lower company, so obviously if you're lower, it's easier to rise, whereas TNA are number 2, so it's not going to be a long way before we can overtake WWE. So for TNA, the only way at the moment is down, really, and obviously there's a lot more expectations with TNA, which might be why we're struggling. But I don't know, I think I'm beginning to get the hang of this game now, so I'm expecting to turn things around. I haven't played it in a while. I did upload 2 episodes recently, but I had like a month break, so hoping to get back with regular uploads. I'm going to be getting daily uploads to my channel from now on. It might not necessarily be 2 that's getting uploaded every day, but it's going to be 2. There's going to be WWE 2K16 career mode, some FIFA. I'm going to get my WWE 2K16 Universe mode started. I've been telling you for like 4 months now, but I am going to get that started. I don't know how many weeks of episodes I'm going to be able to get up before the new game comes out, but I'm going to at least try and get a couple of months done in it, a couple of pay-per-views at least, and yeah, I do put a lot of effort into my universe. If you've watched any of them before in previous games, it does take me quite a lot of hours just for one show with editing all that shit. Probably takes me up to about 60 hours to edit one show, so yeah, they are time consuming, but I do like them, and I don't mind putting time into my videos if they're going to be good quality, because not only do I like you guys to enjoy them, but if I make good stuff, I like to enjoy it and I like to watch it back. If I'm not putting out good stuff, it's not something that I'd watch back, and if it's not something that I'd watch back, then I don't really want it on my channel, to be honest. I like stuff that's got replay value. But anyway, enough about that. We're moving on here to Ring of Honor. It is the TV taping. It's Saturday, week 4, February. Just about to head into March now, so we're going to run the show. The last Ring of Honor show we had was the pay-per-view, so we're coming off of that. And I think we've got a really good show booked here, and I'm expecting it to be the best Ring of Honor we've had yet. So we're going to run the show, and we start things off with Jay Lethal, and he comes out really, and he's talking about how he's defeated Chris Sabin in 2 pay-per-views in a row, and that now he's looking for a new challenger, but there's no one in Ring of Honor good enough to challenge him. There's no one good enough to beat him. He is the king of Ring of Honor. He is the man. He is the world heavyweight champion, and he is here to stay. Nobody can touch him, really. So just Jay Lethal being cocky, being arrogant, and saying that he's basically unbeatable here in Ring of Honor. Got a 38 D+, very good there. I'm happy with that. So we'll move on, and then we have Nigel McGuinness come out, and he basically tells Jay Lethal not to get too cocky, not to get too comfortable with that Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship around his waist, because tonight he's going to be involved in a title match. This obviously has Jay Lethal panicking, but then Nigel McGuinness tells him, "Don't worry, champ. You've had a lot of hard defences against Chris Sabin lately. Tonight you will be in a title match, but it will not be your title being on the line. Tonight you'll be in the main event against Roderick Strong for the TV title in a champion versus champion match." So that's the main event booked there with Nigel McGuinness. That's got a 31E+. I mean, could have done a wee bit better there, but I'm expecting that main event to be really good. No improvements here, but it's a decent start to the show. We're moving on, and with a tag team title rematch from the pay-per-view, it's Addiction versus War Machine, and a match that average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action. Addiction defeated War Machine in 15-24 when Christopher Daniels defeated Hansen by pinfall with a last rites. The Addiction make defense number 1 of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team title. So yeah, the Addiction last week defeated War Machine at the pay-per-view to win the belts, and then they've successfully retained their titles against War Machine here the week after. It's got a 49D+, good rating. Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels once again showed excellent chemistry teaming together. This storyline has had fans, but to be honest, this is probably going to be the last of it. I'm not a huge fan of War Machine, so I'm not quite sure that they're going to be sticking around. Worker improvements, none, but yeah, decent start to the show, I think. Let's move on to the next segment. After the match with Frankie Kazarian and Daniels celebrating in the ring, they take the celebration way too far, healing it up and going entirely overboard, just like the Addiction would do, or Bad Influence as we're calling TNA. It's got 47D, another good rating there. Oh my Christ, then. Moving on, we've got a backstage segment. Truth Martini of the House of Truth distracts Roderick Strong long enough for Diesel, Donovan, whatever, I don't know, the Jack or something, and Taylor Hendricks to jump Roderick Strong. So the House of Truth here basically just beating down Roderick Strong, trying to weaken him before tonight's championship match with their leader Jay Lethal, and this got a 17F+, and that's a lethal rating. I mean, that could just kill your fucking television show. That, a 17F+, not good. No improvements or nothing like that. I did want to try and keep this stable going, but everyone in it sucks really, so I don't know, I might just have Taylor Hendricks with Jay Lethal. Maybe this Truth Martini guy, I'm not quite sure. This Jay Lethal and Jay Diesel and Donovan D-Jack are needed, to be honest. I think Truth Martini and Taylor Hendricks are alright in terms of momentum and popularity, so maybe just keep those two and get rid of these two jobbers. Anyway, 17F+, not good. Then in the next match, in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Matt Sydal defeated Bob Evans in 5:58 by pinfall for Cyclo Roma 48D+. Bob Evans seemed off his game tonight. Not so poor for Bob Evans, but I got a 48D+, so I'm happy enough with that. Just a random match to put in the card, really. And then we move on to tonight's main event, and a match that had some good action. Average heat, Roderick Strong defeated Jay Lethal in 6:46 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. Roderick Strong makes defense number 9 of his Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title, so, you know, I'm assuming Roderick Strong here beat down after that attack earlier tonight, probably, you know, on the receiving end of Jay Lethal's offense throughout the match, but Roderick Strong just about pulling something out the bag late on with a roll-up, managing to defeat Jay Lethal in just under 17 minutes with the roll-up, as it says there, and he makes defense number 9. It's got a 56 C-, which is, you know, it's a pretty good main event. Happy with that. So, time to move on here and see what we got. I'm expecting, you know what, I would love to get in the 50s, but I think it's going to be high 40s. I'm going to say a 47. I'd probably take that. Let's see what it delivers. 52, fucking hell, that's great. 52D+, I'm very happy with that. That's better than quite a lot of impacts. The show increased their popularity in 39 regions. Happy days. Yeah, happy days indeed. And there you can see that rating actually was easily our best Ring of Honor TV taping that we've done. It's 7 better than our previous best, which is a 45. It was joint with our first pay-per-view and obviously 8 behind our second pay-per-view, but I'm very happy with that. Wasn't expecting that at all. Top matches, there you see still in that match that we had there. Roderick Strong defeating Jay Lethal is our 5th best match of this series, which is very good. It's the best match of a TV taping we've had. The next match we had was Roderick Strong defeating Michael Elgin, and another match in the top 10 is Roderick Strong defeating Michael Elgin again. So, see, Roderick Strong here, look at this, he's in a lot of these matches. Yeah, so Roderick Strong, a big player for us, and someone that we definitely want to keep to Ring of Honor. So, I think that's going to be it, guys, for this episode. Here you can see the next pay-per-view we've got coming up is... it's the anniversary show, so not quite sure what's going to be happening at that, but yeah, tune in to see. I've also wanted to say about this roster. Here in Ring of Honor, we've got a huge roster, look at that. And for a 1 hour show, once a week, that roster size is not needed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring it down. Not quite sure if I'm just going to sack people or have the, like, loser leaves the company matches. Not quite sure, but definitely want to get about 10 people off that at least, because it's far too big, guys, and obviously I just don't see the point of keeping people if they're not being used. And I think with a smaller roster I could use the people better anyway, because I know they're just easier to manage and negotiate and shit like that. So yep, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Tune in next time for it'll be TNA. We'll be doing, once I'll be back to doing Explosion and Impact Wrestling in the same episode. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So until next time, it's been Total Extreme Wrestling 2013. And leave your comments below on how you think this series is going. But until then, peace.